What'd you say? Yeah, who did? Open up with prayer. All brothers move their head coverings, all sisters pray with their heads covered, and we face the east towards Jerusalem, where our temple was and where our temple in Hamashiach shall return. Abba Father, Yahweh, Elohim, the Allah of Abraham, Yashak, Yehovah. We thank you for the hedge of protection that you have kept about us, even in our ignorance. And we humbly come before you, Yah, and we acknowledge that we are sinners just trying to find our way back home. And we ask that you give us eyes to see and ears to hear your message and your chastening and your warning and your admonishment through your servants and through your communication that you have with us on a daily basis, Yah. For we don't desire to be disobedient unto you, Yah. We ask that you empower us to be your vessels of glory, Yah, and bear with us in the weakness of our flesh, Yah. We ask, Yah, that you give us a merciful heart so that we don't get puffed up in our own transgression to the point where we can't forgive others. And we ask that we always walk with a side of mercy, Yah. And if we're going to err, let us err on the side of mercy, for the measure we give is the measure we're going to be met by, Yah. So, Yah, we ask these things not only for us, but for all your children across the four corners of the earth. We divide these scriptures, Yah. We ask that you provide that spirit of understanding for those things that we need to further in your prophecy, Yah, according to your will. Yah, these things we thank and pray for your holy, humble, anointed Son, Yahshua HaMashiach. Amen. Amen. All right, shalom. My name is YAH Yasharah. My brother Wesley Yasharah. Shalom. And we are Savior Word of Yah. And our Bible study today is entitled Accepting Chastening. Accepting Chastening. And this is a very sensitive subject, because often when we are in our transgressions is when we're the most puffed up, when we have the most pride. The flesh does not like being revealed for its weakness, and we'll fight it. And good people, educated people, smart people, spirit-filled people, it don't feel good. It's not something that we look forward to, but it's so necessary, because the Father stresses that whom he loves is whom he chastens. So when you see somebody getting chastened, that's not a time to laugh or make fun of them. That's the Father showing evidence that he cares for that person. Because the wicked, he'll just allow them to go on until they just kill themselves. And then sometimes we'll think that, this person is just wicked, they're ultra wicked, they're going to get what they deserve. And then those be the ones that repent, that change. So you don't know what the end of a person is going to be. All you do know is that if the Father loves you, he's going to chasten you. So when things happen in your life, it's not wise to take it always as this is your Job moment, or to take it as, bad things just happen to people. Yeah, that's true. It's not to beat yourself up and to throw yourself away, but to pay attention that the Father is in control of everything. So if something is happening, You want to see what are the spiritual implications of this thing. You know, what am I not doing? What should I be doing? Or what did I do? You want to examine those things because it may be nothing. It may just be, you know, for somebody else or a sacrifice. Who knows? But it's not going to hurt you to examine your steps and to take responsibility for things that you do wrong. It's only going to make you better. But the key is if you are exercised by that chastening that you go through, it's going to yield peaceable fruits. It's going to yield things of experience that's going to help you gain further in your life and give glory to the Most High. So we're going to open up first in Hebrews chapter 12. Hebrews, I will read chapter 12. And we have a special request. Sister Carlisha Tipler, she asked to please pray for her little sister Letitia. She's 25 and in a coma. In the name of YAH, she will be healed. According to the Father's will, we do pray that all his children that are suffering receive the mercy that we received. We received another day. We don't question the Father's will. What he does is his will, is all for his glory. And we don't know what the future holds. But we do know that he loves his children and that he's extremely merciful, and he's going to do things that's going to yield him glory. So that will be we'd love to get an update on that, to hear a praise report when our sister Letitia is out of her coma and healthy. And shalom, sis Yahanaya, good to see you. So we're at Hebrews chapter 12, and we're going to start that at verse 1.
Wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which does so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us. Looking unto Yahshua, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the stake, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of Elohim. For consider him that endured such contradiction of sinners against himself, lest you be wearied and faint in your minds.
So what's the contradiction there? First of all, okay, we know he's talking about Yahshua, the author and finisher of our faith. But what's the contradiction here of the sinners and against himself?
He was sinless, wasn't
he? He was sinless, yet he's being chastened. He's being punished, yet he's sinless. And the chastening we receive in our lives is for our benefit. It's not for Yah's benefit. But he's suffering and being chastened for our benefit. So when we go through things and we feel like, oh man, this is so horrible, well, let's consider that the Mashiach died for us and he didn't do anything wrong. Matter of fact, he did the right thing. Go ahead, bro.
Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 4. You have not yet resisted unto blood, striving against sin, and you have forgotten the exhortation which speaks unto you as unto children. My son, despise not you the chastening of Yahweh, nor faint when you are rebuked of him. For whom Yahweh loves, he chastens and scourges every son whom he receives.
All right, so he chastens and scourges every son whom he receives. Whom Yah loves is whom he chastens. So when you look at the condition of a people in the world, who's getting chastened worse than us? So they don't understand we're being chastened by the Father. This shows that he loves us. But he says, every son whom he receives, this is everyone, every son whom he receives, he scourges. Look up at that word scourge. What's that? Scourgeth.
So G3146.
G3146, and what's the definition of that?
Mastigo.
Read it out.
To flog.
Every son. So we haven't strove to blood against sin. So we haven't got whipped the way Mashiach got whipped. But this is a painful process. This happens, and hit your brother on his birthday and happy birthday. Go ahead.
Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 7. If you endure chastening, Elohim deals with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chastens not? But if you be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then are you illegitimate sons and not sons?
So if you're part of my family, I'm taking care of, he's not adhere to the chastening, then he's be like the rest of the world. Then I'm going to leave you alone.
Verse 9. Furthermore, we have had father spirits and lived.
So we all have those stories that we talk about with our parents. Oh, I remember I did this and my dad whooped my behind so hard I couldn't sit in the seat for 3 days, and we all talking like, yeah, I remember one time. We applaud that because our parents loved us, they chastened us, and that's why our behinds are not in jail. Why we're not walking around here believing that we can do whatever we want. But then why, when the Father chastises us, then, we lose faith? Well, that's the same thought we had as little children. Like, what mama would beat me the way my mama just beat? Because she loved you. A lot of times it was for their benefit. Majority of his carnal feeling towards the situation. So why do we are able to see those things in our parents, the people that are flawed, that make mistakes, but then we can't see that for the Most High? We quick to throw them under the bus and become atheists and not show up to do works or so forth and so on. Definitely make yourself comfortable.
We're in Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 10.
And the title of the Bible study today is Accepting Chastening. Accepting Chastening.
For they verily for a few days chastened us after their own pleasure, but he for our profit, that we might be partakers of his holiness. Lest after
chastening seems joyous. We tend to say, oh, well, this is not chastening. This is, just anything happen. Well, it sort of sounds like chastening. Let's look at the definition of chastening, because it doesn't always have to be, we take it always as, I did something wrong. Let's read that definition. The definition of chastening, the Greek word, G3809. So it's a Greek word, paideia. Let's check it as, well, you learn not to operate in that fashion. Or maybe you learn to slow down, take so personal, like the Most High is punishing me. We take it like, go ahead. Oh, that's what I'm reading. It's by implication, disciplinary set behind that is to guide you and keep you in the right way. Chastisement seems joyous. So if it's all joyful, then that's not chastising.
that which lame be turned out of the way, but let it rather be healed. Follow peace with all men, and holiness without which no man, lest any root of bitterness springing up trouble you. Who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. For you know how that after